Hi everyone, welcome back to Undesign Craft channel. Today, we are going to crochet BT21, and the first character in this series has to be TATA. This BT21 series is actually something I've crocheted before, but this time I've made a few small changes to the pattern to make it look even better and more balanced. In this video, I'll be showing you how to crochet TATA's full body from start to finish in one complete video, so you don't need to switch between multiple parts. I've also added clear audio instructions this time, guiding you through each step slowly, which should make it much easier to follow along. If you're a crochet lover and a BT21 fan, this is definitely a project you won't want to miss. Before we start, here are the tools you'll need for this video. You'll need 4-ply cotton yarn, a 2.5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, scissors, and stuffing material. You'll also need 5mm ice bead, but you can always embroider them if you prefer. Once you have everything ready, we can start crocheting from the head. Pick up the red yarn and make a knot with a magic ring. Into the magic ring, work 6 single crochets. I like to use the X stitch, which is the yarn under method. It helps keep your stitches nice and straight so they don't slant while you're working. Next, pull the yarn tail tightly to close the ring. Then, make a slip stitch into the first stitch to end the round. You can place a stitch marker in the first stitch to help you keep track of your rounds. For round 1, start with 1 chain. Then work an increase in every stitch, which means 2 single crochets in each stitch. By the end of this round, you'll have 12 stitches. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch. For round 2, start with 1 chain, then work 1 single crochet, followed by 1 increase. Repeat this sequence 6 times. you should have 18 stitches in total. Finish the round with a slip stitch. Remember to end each round with a slip stitch. And start each round with one chain. We'll repeat this method at the start and end of every round. For round 3, start with one chain. Then work one increase. Followed by 2 single crochets. Repeat this sequence 6 times. By the end of this round, you'll have 24 stitches. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch. For round 4, we'll keep it simple. Start with one chain. Just work one single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Once you reach the end of the round, you can cut the yarn and use a yarn needle to weave it through. Insert the needle into the second stitch, then pass it through the back of the last stitch. This will give you an invisible finish. Now, you've finished the first half. Pick up the red yarn again and follow the pattern to work another piece. This second piece will be slightly larger than the first one. By the end of round 6, you should have a total of 27 stitches. Next, let's join both pieces together. Start by making a slip stitch into the smaller piece to connect them. Once they're joined, we can continue following the pattern as one piece. For round 7, start with a chain as usual, then work single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Remember, the first piece has 24 single crochets. And the second piece has 27 stitches. When you combine them, you'll have a total of 51 stitches. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to end it. For rounds 8 to 11, start with a chain as usual. Work single crochet in every stitch all the way around. You'll have a total of 51 stitches for each round. Finish each round with a slip stitch into the first stitch to close it. For round 12, we'll start to decrease. Start with 1 chain, then work 15 single crochets. Next, do 1 invisible decrease. To make an invisible decrease, insert your hook into the front loops of the next 2 stitches, yarn under and pull through, then yarn under again and pull through all loops on the hook. Repeat this sequence a total of 3 times. By the end of the round, you should have 48 stitches. Finish the round with a slip stitch. For round 13, start with 1 chain, then work 2 single crochets, followed by 1 invisible decrease, and 2 single crochets. Repeat this sequence 8 times. By the end of the round, you should have a total of 40 stitches. Finish the round with a slip stitch. For round 14, start with 1 chain, then work single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Finish the round with a slip stitch. And now you can really see Tata's head starting to take shape. You can notice the big part and the small part coming together nicely. Next, let's place the eye beads. Insert them between rounds 12 and 13. Find the center of the face. Then, leave about 5 stitches between the 2 eyes so they're evenly spaced. Once you've confirmed the placement, secure the beads with a lighter, melt the ends slightly, and flatten them to make sure they stay in place safely. Next, just follow the written pattern from round 15 to round 18. Keep working the stitches as shown, and you'll start to see Tata's body shaping up nicely. Next, we'll fill Tata with polyester fiber. Stuff it firmly but gently until the head is nice and full, giving it a soft but sturdy shape. Continue to follow the written pattern from round 19 to round 22. We'll be working decreases in these rounds, so fill in the polyester fiber little by little as you go. This will help keep Tata's shape nice and even. Once you're done, cut the yarn and pull it through. Then use a yarn needle to weave through all the front loops and close the hole neatly. Then hide the leftover yarn. And there you have it. The basic head is done. You can already see Tata starting to take shape. Next, let's work on Tata's mouth. Pick up yellow yarn and start with 3 chains for the foundation. For round 1, start with 1 chain. Then insert your hook into the back bump of the foundation chain. Work 1 increase. Followed by 1 single crochet. In the last chain, work 4 single crochets all in the same stitch. Now, move to the other side of the foundation chain. Insert your hook into both loops, work 1 single crochet, and then 1 increase in the very first chain where you made the first increase. Finally, cut the yarn and pull through. Remember, left enough yarn for sewing later. Use a yarn needle to pass through from the second stitch to the last stitch and close the mouth invisibly. Now the mouth shape is done. Take a piece of black yarn and embroider a small line in the center to finish the mouth. Make sure to secure the yarn neatly at the back. Then, attach the mouth to the head, placing it around rounds 15 to 16, just below the eyes. Adjust the position until you're happy with the expression and sew it firmly in place. Next, pick up some black yarn and embroider the eyebrows just above the eyes. Keep the stitches small and gentle so the expression looks cute and natural. Once you're happy with the shape, secure the yarn neatly at the back. Now let's crochet the cheeks. Pick a dark red yarn, or you can use pink yarn if you prefer. Make a knot in a magic ring. Then work 7 single crochets into the ring. Pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring. Remember, left enough yarn for sewing later. Use a yarn needle to pass through from the second stitch to the last stitch to end the round. Make 2 cheek pieces using the same pattern, then attach them to the head, sewing them on between rounds 13 and 15, one on each side of the face. Take your time to adjust the placement so they look even and super cute. And now, Tata's head is complete. At this stage, it's already cute enough to use as a keychain. Next, let's move on to crocheting the body so we can finish the full Tata plush. Pick up the blue yarn and start with the leg. Make a knot in a magic ring. Then work 5 single crochets into it. Pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring and finish the round with a slip stitch. For round 1, start with 1 chain, then work an increase in every stitch. Finish the round with a slip stitch and you'll have 10 stitches. For rounds 2 to 3, start with a chain, then work single crochet in every stitch. Finish each round with a slip stitch. Now, make another leg using the same pattern but don't cut the yarn, we'll join them later. Now, join the 2 legs by making a slip stitch into the other leg. For round 4, start with 1 chain, then work single crochet in every stitch around. You'll work 10 single crochets in the first leg. And continue around the second leg for a total of 20 stitches. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the first stitch. For rounds 5 to 9, start each round with 1 chain. Then work single crochet in every stitch all the way around. Keep repeating this for each round to build up the body evenly. For round 10, start with 1 chain. Then work 2 single crochets. Followed by 1 invisible decrease. Repeat this sequence 5 times. By the end of the round, you'll have a total of 15 stitches. Finish with a slip stitch to end the round. Once you've finished, cut the yarn, but make sure to leave enough yarn to join the body to the head later. Next, let's work on Tata's hands. Pick up the blue yarn, make a knot in a magic ring, then work 5 single crochets into it. Pull the yarn tail tight to close the ring and finish the round with a slip stitch. For round 1, start with 1 chain, then work 1 single crochet followed by 1 increase. Repeat this sequence again. And in the last stitch, work 1 single crochet. Finish the round with a slip stitch. You'll have a total of 7 stitches. For rounds 2 to 5, start with a chain, then work single crochet in every stitch. Finish each round with a slip stitch. Now, make another hand using the same pattern. Next, let's work on Tata's scarf. Pick up yellow yarn. Start with 10 chains for the foundation. For row 1, start with 1 chain, then work single crochet in the back bump of each foundation chain all the way across. This will give the scarf a nice neat edge and a clean texture. For rows 2 to 4, start each row with 1 chain, then turn your work. Work single crochet in every stitch across the row. Repeat this for each row, and you'll start to see the scarf taking shape nicely. For row 5, start with 1 chain, then turn your work. Work 1 decrease, followed by 6 single crochets. and finish the row with 1 decrease. You'll have a total of 8 stitches. For row 6, start with 1 chain, then turn your work. Work single crochet in every stitch across the row. By the end, you'll have a total of 8 stitches. For row 7, start with 1 chain, then turn your work, work 1 decrease, followed by 4 single crochets, and finish the row with 1 decrease. You'll have a total of 6 stitches. For row 8, start with 10 chains. Skip the first chain from the hook, then work 2 single crochets into the back bump of the chain. Follow this with 7 slip stitches. When you reach the center of the scarf, work 6 slip stitches to connect the 2 sides. Next, make 10 chains again for the other side. Skip the first chain from the hook, work 2 single crochets into the back bump, then follow with 7 slip stitches. Once done, cut the yarn and hide all the yarn tails neatly. If you feel the scarf isn't long enough to wrap around Tata's body, you can add extra stitches as needed. And there you have it. Tata's scarf is complete. Now it's time to assemble all the parts together. First, fill all the parts with polyester fiber so they're soft but firm. Next, join the body and the head together. Place the body around round 17 to 19 at the back of the heart shape, so the front still shows the complete heart shape. Then, sew both hands on each side of the body at the last round. After that, secure the scarf around Tata's body. And there you have it. The baby version of Tata is complete. If you want to make the normal Tata, pick yellow yarn and make around 7 pieces following the cheek pattern, then attach them all to the body to complete the normal version. And that's it. Tata is all finished. You now have a cute baby version, and if you want, you can try making the normal Tata using the yellow pieces we showed. Next up, we'll be making Cookie. So stay tuned and don't miss it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss the next crochet tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.